The tension had been building for months. Paris Jackson, Michael's only daughter, had publicly distanced herself from the biopic. She called parts of it dishonest and full-blown lies. She said the film pandered to fans who still live in the fantasy. But behind closed doors, something changed. A secret set visit. A private conversation. And finally, the moment Paris gave her cousin Jaafar the one thing he desperately needed, her blessing. But getting to that moment wasn't easy.
The reason why I haven't said anything up until this point is because I know a lot of you guys are going to be happy with it. Like, a big section. The film panders to a very specific section of my dad's fandom that still lives in the fantasy, and they're gonna be happy with it. The thing about these biopics is it's Hollywood, so it's fantasy land. It's not real, but it's sold to you as real, and a lot of sugar-coated, like the narrative is being controlled.
Paris had been vocal from the start. When actor Coleman Domingo claimed she was very helpful on set, she shut it down immediately. She said she read one draft, gave notes on what didn't sit right, and when those notes weren't addressed, she walked away. She told fans, "Not my monkeys, not my circus." Her absence from the Los Angeles premiere spoke volumes. And yet, insiders revealed something the public didn't know. Despite the distance, Paris and Jaafar had always been close. What happened behind the scenes changed everything.
Of course, you're not involved in the Michael biopic, but Coleman Domingo did reach out to you, he just said. What did it mean to you to get to hear from him?
I really appreciated the sentiment of it, because, there's lots of miscommunications and things get twisted and all that. I responded to him probably a couple months ago at this point. I just sent like a voice memo telling him I appreciated him as an artist and like wishing him and my cousin success and joy and happiness.
What's the story you want out there about your dad?
Sources close to the family revealed that the Jackson cousins have always been closer than the original Jackson siblings. While the elder generation, Jermaine, Janet, Randy, have a history of dysfunction, the 35 or so cousins have always had each other's backs. Prince and BG attended premieres and showed support. Paris stayed away, but insiders say Jaafar never took it personally. He understood her position, and he quietly hoped she'd eventually see the film for what it truly was. A tribute to his uncle. Then came the moment no one expected.
I don't know if I've ever told anybody this, but I'm very particular about how I tie my tie because my dad taught me how to tie my tie. And so I like to think that that's a piece of him that I bring with me anytime I try to show up and represent for him in a way. And I think he could just be himself, and I try to reach Jaafar and I try to cultivate those.
You're looking good, guys. You're looking good. Sing it.
Months after the premiere, the divide began to heal. Sources say Paris privately visited the set of the film's promotional shoot. She spent time with Jaafar, not as a critic, but as family. They talked about her father, about the film, about the complicated legacy she's been fighting to protect. It wasn't a public reconciliation. It was private, but it was real. And according to those close to the family, Paris finally gave Jaafar the one thing he'd been hoping for, her blessing. But why did it take so long?
We're gonna like the fucking movie, so just go watch it, go enjoy it, do whatever, leave me out of it. I wasn't involved at all, aside from like giving feedback on the first draft and then getting the feedback that we're not actually going to address your notes at all. And I was like, all right, like fuck me, She hates her dad.
It's not hard to understand why Paris was so reluctant. She was just 12 years old when her father died. She grew up watching the media tear his reputation apart. She's seen biopics before, Hollywood's Fantasyland version of real lives. She told fans, the narrative is being controlled. There's a lot of inaccuracy. For her, the film wasn't just a movie. It was her father's legacy. A legacy she spent years defending. And she couldn't just watch anyone, even her cousin, rewrite it. But Jaafar understood her pain better than anyone. He didn't want to play Michael Jackson. He wanted to honor him. He spent 2 years preparing, sleeping in Michael's bedroom, reading his journals, dancing until his feet bled. His grandmother Catherine told him he embodies her son. Prince Jackson, Michael's eldest son, called Jaafar the only right choice to portray his father. But Paris's approval was the missing piece. And when she finally gave it, it wasn't just a family moment. It was validation that his performance had done the one thing he'd set out to do. She finally saw what he was trying to protect.
Got the most incredible review, and it's from his grandmother. And what did she say?
She said, Jaafar, the film was phenomenal. I said, really, Grandma? Like, you really think so? She said, you were so good.
Oh,
you were so good. And I got very emotional, and I was just like almost like shaking a bit. And it was all I wanted to hear. And I told her, your opinion, your response means everything to me. That's all I needed. I don't need anything else.
The Jackson family has always been complicated, dysfunctional, divided, but at its core, it's still a family. Paris and Jaafar grew up together, played together, loved their father and uncle together. And despite the public drama, Jaafar has always said this film was made with the utmost love and respect for the Jackson family. When Paris finally saw that, everything changed. And sometimes, that's all that really matters.
This is the house we grew up in. That's right. This house was pretty much the beginning of who we became, but it all started here. All the morals and the principles and the belief in God and this, it all started here.
A family divided, a legacy on the line, a nephew determined to honor his uncle, and a daughter who finally saw the love behind the performance. Paris Jackson's secret set visit wasn't about the film. It was about family. And in the end, that's exactly what Jaafar gave her. If this story moved you, hit subscribe.
Check Michael in the background. Check Michael in the background. Get the camera up and show Michael in the background. Whoa, Jamil, the king of pop is giving him an applause. His sign of approval, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, my name is Michael Jackson.
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 My name is Michael Jackson. With a real Michael Jackson, please stand forward.